What is up, everybody? We are back. Say hello to my co-host Heather C. This is the George Mossey Show. We're talking about Extreme Sisters Season 2, Episode 8. The Capasso triplets are back. They were not there last week, so we were wondering what was going on with the fundraiser. So let's talk about that. Let's catch up. So it was 3 weeks since they accepted the task of doing their brother Aiden's wrestling mat fundraiser, which Regina and their mom Donna had little to no faith in them. Actually, Aiden too. They had little to no faith in them in doing this. So we revisit the triplets and we find out that it is less than 24 hours out from the actual fundraiser, and they haven't even ordered the food. And I don't know if it was like a HelloFresh type order where they were ordering the food or they were actually ordering like the pre-made food. I didn't follow that, but either way, they hadn't even placed the order yet. So I'm kind of worried. And Regina and Aiden stopped by to just check their progress to make sure that things were on track. And what they found was utterly terrifying. There was no baskets put together. They need to put together 30 raffle baskets because it's a fundraiser. So there's raffles, there's food, there's all these different things that needs to be done. Everything needs to be taken to the venue. Nothing was done. And Hannah is trying to manage the triplets and get everything together. They don't even know where Catherine is. And Nadia is overwhelmed by the food order. Now I'm really worried. Now I wanted to say I did have hope in the triplets when they took it on. I was like, if they really want to prove to their family that they can do this and they can be trusted, they're gonna put their all into it. But now I'm worried. Why would they wait until the day before for the baskets? Because the baskets don't even have food in them, right? Like the baskets could be done at any time. So I'm really worried because this is gonna look really bad on their family because as a school, their mom, Donna and Regina, they're very active in Aiden's school. So if they screw this up, they're going to be known as the family who messed up a fundraiser. And then they're going to have to deal with that in the school district for the rest of the time that he's in school.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like where TLC is taking them and their storyline. I think that they should utilize them so much more. I mean, if you think about it, they are brand new to the show. So there's not much that we know about them. We just know that they're triplets and we know that they stream and they want to open a restaurant one day, and it's like everything is very vague. And it's like we every time they show them, I feel like it's just to say how irresponsible they are or how they can't get stuff done, and I don't really feel like that's fair. Like, what are we really like taking on or learning about them? And then like doing this fundraiser and everything, I just feel like, okay, every scene we always see Hannah is trying to be the responsible one. She's trying to take on the task. She's trying to get things going and everything. But it's like, where is the other two? Like, they're never shown. Like, they get like little to no camera time. They don't ever like get a chance to like redeem themselves. And I feel like they just get put down and everything, and it's like they don't get a chance to say like their side of the story.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I think that they could have done something so much better because, okay, first of all, this fundraiser that's for their brother, regardless of the situation, I don't think that their mom nor their older sister would let this fail. Even if all three of the triplets were not pulling their weight, I really do not see why their mom wouldn't come through and be like, okay, I've given you enough time. I'm taking over. I'm doing this myself. And, because she's not going to let her son look crazy. She's not going to like not get the task done and like be judged by all the other parents and everything. She might be mad at them, but she's not going to let it fall. That's why I think like I feel like there's so much more that they could have done with them. So I hope that TLC brings on another season and they give these triplets another chance, because I know there's got to be so much more to Nadia, to Catherine, and of course Hannah. So I don't know. But to answer your question, yes, I think that the basket, I'm sorry, I just had to get that out there. I think that the baskets probably could have gotten done. If it's been 3 weeks' time, they could have even split them up daily and did 10 baskets a day. I could have helped them. I love shopping. I would have found some cute stuff for them to put in the baskets. Um, But yeah, that's why I said I think TLC, could have did something different with their storyline on this one.
Yeah, and I've saw in a preview for the upcoming episode that Hannah might be moving out because Aiden and Regina and and Hannah, they all feel that the other sisters are holding her back, and they're not letting her move forward and be herself. And it's gonna be devastating for Nadia and Catherine because they don't really know how to function without Hannah. Like she is the ringleader, she is the in charge triplet. So it's hard to think of a world without Hannah there to kind of orchestrate what's going on. So we're gonna have to watch how that dynamic takes place, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they don't embarrass their brother at this fundraiser because it's the next day and it's not really much you can do when you have less than 24 hours to make something happen. It's not a whole lot you can do, because cooking food for 100 people is a lot of work, and putting together baskets that have to be identically the same or even different because maybe they're different price points for each basket. So that might even be even more work than you think it is. So fingers crossed things work out for them because I want to see more of them this season. Like you said, we haven't seen a lot. I would love to see a little more of the Capasso triplets. And like you said, more individual scenes of them and what they do individually because they have to be doing things individually because like you said, in each scene, there'll be one triplet, two triplets, someone's missing. They are doing individual things. We would like to see that.
They're always either absent or sleeping or not in the scene. And it just seems like we're not getting the full story of who they all are. They're extreme sisters. Why are they extreme? What do they do that's extreme? Like it started off really strong, like where they said they had their secret little language and everything. And then I just feel like it went left. And I wanted to see more of it. I wanted to see more of them with their bond. I wanted to see more of like what makes them so extreme versus getting like kind of attacked and tore down and like what they
Yeah.
can't do all the time. And like I said, I could be completely wrong. Like I don't know any of the people personally. I don't know any of their stories. We only know what we watch on TV. I say that all the time to make a point to all of your viewers, so that way they don't come for me. I only know what I watch on TV just like the next person. So is my personal opinion. I really do like them. I like them as a family, and I wanted to see more. I wanted to learn more about who they are.
So, talking about extreme sisters, let's talk about Jessica and Christina. So, first of all, Christina is pregnant, and we found that out at the beginning of this season. This would have been the first time that she and Jessica were not pregnant together. But apparently, last week we saw Jessica talk to Josh with a charcuterie board and some things to help move the process along, which we thought he looked a little scared. But turns out Josh thought about it and gave in. In this episode, they shocked the heck out of everybody, and Jessica's pregnant. And this happened very, very fast. Like we're talking a matter of weeks. And this was an all or nothing because this ovulation cycle that she was in now, if she didn't make it and got pregnant in this cycle, her and her sister wouldn't have been able to be pregnant together. So the idea that they pulled this off is insane to me because literally the last episode and a few weeks prior, they weren't even on the same page. And Josh is actually super happy about the pregnancy because they were actually a little worried because how fast it happened. They're like, how are we going to tell Josh? Because literally just said he wants to do this. So how are we going to actually tell him this is happening? But Josh
Right.
was actually more excited I feel like he was more excited than the sisters. He was so happy. I'm so happy for Jessica because I feel like this is finally going to complete her family. Her son is going to have a little brother, a little sister. She's going to be pregnant with her sister. Everything is working out in her favor. So I'm actually really happy. So last week, when everybody was worried about this situation, I'm not worried about the situation with Josh at all. I feel like Josh is in it for the long haul. And the way that he reacted to hearing he was going to be a dad really showed me that this is a good relationship. And I feel like they're going to be together for a long time. I know that they have been married in the past, both sisters, so they're not like super gung-ho on getting married again. But, Christina did do it. She took the plunge. So maybe Jessica and Josh are going to get married soon too. Maybe season 3. We'll see that take place, right?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I want to say congratulations to them both. I was very shocked, but not like too shocked because I knew there's a will, there's a way, because Jess is always very adamant about stuff and she's always been extremely close with Christina. And we know we learned from the previous season that, they linked together, even their cycles were together. So it didn't seem impossible for them to get pregnant at the same time together because, like they said, they just have these vibes about them where their bodies seem to sync a lot. I know this is what she wanted. And I mean, even if her sister wasn't pregnant, I feel like she probably still would have wanted another child in life. So that way her son,
Mhm.
like you said, can have a sibling. Doesn't have to grow up just like alone. So at least, she'll be able to have that. And I think she found a really great guy in Josh as well. I feel like he really does love her and care about her. And he took the news extremely well. Like you said, I think that he was like beyond shocked. Like, are you telling me the truth? Like, we just talked about this like a week ago. Type of thing. So I'm happy for her. I don't know how her ex-husband is gonna take to this though, because he was still like in love
Mhm.
with her. And he's
Yeah.
like the only baby daddy. So I don't know. That's the only thing that I'm wondering if they're gonna touch bases on that during the rest of the season. Because I know like he was probably hoping that they were gonna get back together, and that's not gonna look too promising for them.
Mhm.
Hopefully they could still stay close and continue co-parenting. Um, but Jess really held this secret very well. I mean, even online and outside of the TV, like I've never even noticed or suspected that she was pregnant. So this was news. This really was news. So I'm
Yeah.
anxious to finish the story out and see what happens and see
Yeah.
what other surprises they have up their sleeve.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with Jessica or Christina because I didn't know either one of them were pregnant. So they're like you said, they're full of surprises. They're magicians. They can hide things so well. And I'm just so happy for them because this is what they really wanted. And to think at the beginning of the season, they weren't even talking. They weren't
I
even speaking. And now they're pregnant together and they're back to being the extreme sisters that we've grown to love. I'm so happy for them. I'm excited to see that. And I know in this upcoming episode, we're going to see Christina go into labor, which is going to be pretty intense. And you know that John is super, super worried that Jessica is going to grab that baby right when it pops out because that's kind of what she said she would do at the park in the woods, remember? So John is like in the back of his mind, he's like, I'm worried that she's going to steal this moment from me and I'm not going to be a part of it. And I'm like, I really don't feel like that's going to be the case, but I do feel like Jessica is going to want to be very, very close with this child. So, John, you got to step up a little bit and make sure that you insert yourself to that area where that baby is going to be and grab that baby. It might be a competition. With Jessica, it might be a competition. Whoever gets to the baby first, she might see it as fair game, right?
Yeah, but I think that now that she's pregnant with her own baby, I think she might back off a little bit. Maybe just being there for her sister and support. I think she was just giving John a hard time because I mean it can be frustrating when you're trying to make amends with somebody and it just seems like no matter what you do, it's never good enough for the other person and they still always find something negative. So I think maybe she just got to her wits end and was like, all right, this is a game on. But I really don't think she would do that. I mean, to interfere with that moment between mother and father. I think she's just there to hold her sister's hand, see the baby be born. I know she doesn't want to jeopardize that. So I don't think he has anything to worry about.
Let's hope not, because I don't know if John can handle that. All right, so next week we're going to catch up with V and Ashley and see what's going on with their surrogacy journey and their $28,000 dilemma and
Mhm.
see if they're going to be able to work through that. All right, guys, I'm George Mossey. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at George Mossey, georgemossey.com, and anywhere you get your podcast. And please follow my co-host, Heather C2. Her links are right here at the bottom. We'll talk to all of you guys next week.